what's up, everybody? Welcome to my Thursday live stream. I want to talk to you a little bit about shredding, when to shred, what is melody. Of course, we're talking about writing effective guitar solos. What are my qualifications? Well, I guess one of them sort of over here, my music degree, master's in UNT and all that, but that really doesn't matter. It doesn't pedigree and all, how much you know and how much you can really shred doesn't really matter when it comes to writing effective guitar solos. And so I think there's just a couple of concepts and ideas that we can follow, and there's things like that. So what I'm going to talk about today is the idea of melody versus shredding. So melody is king, singable melody, because there's just something more emotional about it. It's easier to get into it. And I think that on average, most people would agree that yes, the David Gilmour solos are emotive and all of that stuff, versus someone who just kind of plows through everything like an Yngwie Malmsteen type person. So really, what are we talking about, and how does shredding really fit in with all of that? So melody is king, and we think about like speed picking and shredding and like we're flying through arpeggio, stuff like that. I just think of it as like an effect, as like in a texture. It just kind of like either speaks to something in the music, either speaks to a different idea, or speaks to an emotion I'm having or that is being caused at the moment. So I just kind of wanted to break down this solo about what happens at the beginning of it, setting it all up, and then getting into the actual shreddy stuff, because it is fun to do that. And then also I'm going to slide in a little bit about melody, and we're going to talk a little bit about just scales and arpeggios. So for the most part on this riff, we're all going to be in F sharp Mixolydian. I'll be in standard E tuning. Anytime you see me on the White Ibanez, it's always going to be standard E tuning. So really just I tend to kind of take this scale from a bunch of different places, but starting on the third. And I also associated with that big suspended chord there. So that's the scale I'm in, and I start out actually on the third, kind of bending up to that fourth, mi fa, that kind of, or fa, mi fa, whatever. And that's just something I like to do. You'll hear me do that in a lot of my solos. They start either on the fifth, but a lot of the times I'll start on the seventh or the third. Starting on the actual tonic, since we're in the key, if I were to start on, I mean, I could do that. I just didn't like the color of it all that much. And so, and I just wanted you to take notice on a couple of things. So I start off in the middle of the range. And I'm going to use this stuttering idea as a sort of effect for the first half of this solo, right? So, but that's the idea, the melody. And again, that's where we started on that. All right, so the beginning of that, all right, so you can kind of see I'm just playing with that idea of those two notes I started on, the kind of third to fourth, plus the rhythmic kind of jumping around. All right, and then I like this kind of half harmonic thing. It's not quite the harmonic, but it's close. And now, so that's the first half of the solo. Now I launch into the shreddy stuff, and I'm going to do something a little different. That's the first part. So if you hear closely in the song, I'll go through and I'll play it without, and then you can hear what I'm talking about. So, and then I go into this thing. Well, actually, it starts here. I'm going to do a call and answer thing. So when I start getting into the shredding, I'm actually going to bring in a harmonized guitar. There's going to be kind of a dance, a little duet where they do. And so they're sort of in harmony, and that's like we got this thing going. And then they do this arpeggio together. Again, there's that fa mi, that. And that's an F sharp arpeggio. And I set up the B that comes, or the E major. Get back into this. All right, that's pretty cool. We got a message here. Getting into that shreddy, and then I ended on that nice shreddy to the high notes. So And kind of you can see the climax of the solo. All right, so just that idea is just things to think about. If you got any questions, some of the messages or whatever, and anything like that. And so, other techniques in using in here, nothing, but nothing worth really talking about. Just straight up. There's really anything fancy in here, just sweeps. And sometimes I will economy pick that. Other times I'll do alternate picking. Why? Just, I guess it's just if it's a day that ends in Y, then I don't know. Okay. That's really all I wanted to talk about with these live streams. I wasn't, editing or anything like that. But, the idea is practice every day. One. But to think about this stuff, just think about it. Go through it, even when you're work, when you're driving, whatever. Just think about if you're interested in music, if you're interested in playing guitar solos, but you want to be good at them. It's like what do people who write solos or people who are good at playing solos and all that stuff? What do they think about? And like this is just all the things that I've gathered, and these are the things that I love to put in my music. And yeah, I've written and again, this is one of my songs. So I've got at least 2.5 albums worth of stuff, lyrics and all that recorded. It's kind of like hard Southern rock. And maybe, I don't know, it's fun music for me. My wife and I just mainly listen to it. Whether I release it, no one really cares. And it doesn't really matter if I do. It's just kind of fun stuff for me to do. And I love writing music. I'm good at recording. I've got the degrees to do it, even though I'm like a professional health coach now, and I help people lose weight and do all that stuff. Really what we do is in my spare time, I still do all this stuff and teach music. None of that matters. Anyways, everybody have a really good day. And that's just something I used to do at the beginning of all our shows when I walked out on stage. I don't know why, just that cool. Practice every day, rock on, always be excellent to each other, and party on. No, stop singing. Don't go to music school.